Shit. All right, we're gonna go. We gonna be on the air for about 10 minutes. Actually, we can do like 6 minutes and shit like that. But
What up?
All right.
I have a lot to say about this album.
What you do?
Oh
I,
yeah.
What you say about that one?
I was up late at night listening to this album. I was like, dang, this shit's like,
Uh-huh.
damn, like, oh Lord. Um, what else? Oh, try. I sent the video. I'm gonna try to put the video while we're on the air and stuff too.
Hold on, my volume is messing up. I gotta come back in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, because it was sounding all distorted and everything.
You know what's tripping me out lately?
What?
This whole wet ass pussy song, and
Oh
I
my
was on
God.
I was on Facebook, and they're trying to, you know me, I don't care about Cardi B like that. Then they
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
talk about they gonna talk about how come it's okay for men to speak out dirty lyrics, but it's not okay for women. And it was a nigga saying that crap, and it's just like he picked the most tamest lines, like Biggie's "Some say your ex makes you suspect," or even a Tupac line from Temptations. I'm just like, first of all, let's back it up, cause if you trying to pick some vulgar lines, where's the Two Live Crew, the
Yeah.
Twisters? You pick
Yep.
like the most tame. You pick the most tamest lines and
Yes.
stuff like that. Like, come at me better than that, man. Just come at me better.
Yeah, but then too at the same time it's always like, dang, like women we can't speak our minds when we say some vulgar stuff, but men can get away with it all day long.
And yeah. And I don't mind. I don't mind when a woman talks about her pussy or nothing like that, as long as the song is good.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
But I ain't listened to that song yet.
shoot, wet ass pussy. Not everyone's
Oh,
saying I got a wop. I'm like, now little girls are saying they got a wop now. I'm like, okay,
I would never say no mess like that. I would never say, oh, I got a wop. Like that don't even sound right even coming out of my own mouth.
Lord have mercy for Jesus. Man, this is Cardi's comeback.
Oh god.
But but you know what? No one's really talking about. How come in the
What?
video, all the black girls are pretty much in cage or in display? Then you have Kylie Jenner walking around like she's the boss or some shit.
Yeah, you know what? There was I guess a lot of people who were coming at Cardi saying, "Oh, she need to redo the video and cut Kylie Jenner out of it."
What good is that gonna do?
Yeah,
What good is that gonna do? Y'all making a petition about this, but there's other crap we gotta be fighting about like that ass.
yeah, like we trying to fight for social justice and equality for all right now. And I was seeing some photos and stuff about what happened in DC and Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'll listen to Lil Kim's early shit.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of Gangsta Boo. You know, I love me some Trina. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, they made some good music talking
Mhm.
about their pussy. Hell, Patti LaBelle made a whole song about her pussy. Voula coucher à devoir ce soir, whatever he say that shit.
Oh,
Um,
that was French for "Do you want to sleep with me?"
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Millie Jackson.
Oh yeah, Millie Jackson. Oh my gosh, woo, she is as vulgar as can be
Yeah,
and doesn't even care.
exactly. Hell, if it wasn't for Millie Jackson, you wouldn't have half these female rappers and shit.
True, very true. Yeah.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Mm. I'm still tripping out from that that live performance music video live we did last night.
I was just watching the that New Kids on the Block performance just for
You
Flavor
know
Flav
what? I was watching that again earlier today.
just for
What
Flavor
about it
Flav.
tripped you out?
Hmm?
What about that video tripped you out?
Bro, like when Flavor Flav just came out of nowhere, I'm just like, Flavor's always coming out of nowhere in videos and stuff.
Yeah, I was not expecting that either.
Yeah, boy.
I know, but I gotta admit that them backup dancers at the beginning, now that was fire.
For real. You know, J-Lo was in that performance too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think Danny was dancing with her in the background too when Jordan was dancing with the brother with the hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Mm.
I even watched that Gerardo video on the Oprah show.
Rico.
I can't get over that.
Suave. For me,
Yeah,
I
Charles right. That sounds like a terrible song for a cologne.
I don't know.
Hey,
Oh
I've
my.
not spoken one word of Spanish in 9 years, so
I don't smoke no coke. I don't do I don't
well,
smoke no coke. I ain't no joke.
everybody was all into that performance.
Because it was a shirtless Mexican dancing.
Mm.
I told Troy last night, at Vanilla Ice performance, Vanilla Ice is
Oh
what
my
Zach.
God, I watched that again too.
That's like what
Mm.
Zach Moore. If he was a rapper, he'll be Vanilla Ice.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if Mark Paul Gosselaar was trying to be a rapper back in the day and did the
Oh
same
god.
thing that Vanilla Ice did?
Hey, I'm good with that 90210 nigga. That's all I need right now. Shit.
Brian Austin Green?
Yeah, Brian Austin Green. That's his name.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like that song that he did on Soul Train. Don't get me wrong though. But critics were having had a field day with that. I'm gonna
Mm.
pull up what they said about that album, but I looked it up on Amazon. They have 11 copies of it, but they want $99.80 plus $3.99 for shipping.
$99.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
oh
looked that
shit.
up earlier tonight
Hey
because I
yo,
was
this
like,
this
are they for real right now?
shit.
I mean, I know it's rare and hard to come by, but dang, even if I would have wanted a used copy of it, it'd still be pricey too. Even someone who would want it on cassette, it would run them like close to $50.
I don't do no coke and no joke.
Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy. They must be on that
Yeah,
coke.
this is what I guess one all music reviewer said about the album. He called the album pallid, uninspired, and insufferably arrogant with no acknowledgement that existence rests solely on Green's limited success as a secondary actor on a fading primetime drama.
So in other words, the critic is an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate when these stupid critics they use these big words just to clarify their points. Like what? Like anybody
Yeah.
like for example, like let's just say I see an album I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I might say some stuff like fundamentally it does not reflect on what the true artist destined to be like. Anybody just looks at an album and says some stuff like that over something that they don't like. Like, come on, man.
I know.
Suck my dick. Shit. Hell,
Oh,
that's
try Reg and I. We were talking about Brian Austin's Green's album, and
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I
telling
hear
him
that.
what a critic said. He pretty much trashed the album.
Oh boy, was
Yeah,
he white?
using all these big words. Yeah, yeah. He said
Yeah.
he called the album pallid, uninspired, and insufferably arrogant, with no acknowledgement that its very existence rests solely on Green's limited success as a secondary actor on a fading primetime drama.
Right.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
What up?
And
What
you're
up,
only
man?
able to hear the whole album on YouTube. It ain't on Spotify or
Yeah,
nothing else.
it's on YouTube. I found it last night.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I'll check that.
So the music video live performance might actually come up tomorrow. There was only
Okay.
Oh
one
wow.
thing straighten up. Yeah,
What?
it was the Saturday Night Live performance.
Really? I'm
Yeah, that
surprised
was
they didn't try to do the copyright crap about with that Prince performance.
Right.
hey, I'm not complaining. Shit.
Wow.
Right.
Other than that, I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Let's go.
All right.
Greetings, YouTube. How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely, lovely Monday night? This is your homeboy Reg in the building. Got my homegirl Ash with me. Got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
That's good.
I got this banana right here. And due to popular demand, the album that we are going to talk about today is Mary J. Blige's fourth studio album, Mary. Technically a self-titled album. Oh, y'all both got the album. Okay. And you
Yes.
got the vinyl too. Okay.
Yes.
Oh
But this is
wow,
this is
Char.
this is the remixes for Deep Inside and Let No Man Put Us Under. And
Oh,
the bonus track with George Michael that's not on the US edition as
Yeah.
right.
yeah, it's on the was it Japanese edition? It's all
Yeah.
on the vinyl.
That's what that was?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there's another track that's not on the Sincerity joint with Nas and DMX.
Oh wow, that must be on one of those international
Yeah.
versions or something.
That's on the US deluxe edition though. That track with Nas and DMX, but the George
Oh,
Michael was on the Japanese edition.
okay. Well, I
That's
have the OG copy.
Yes, I have that one. I can't find the yellow tray. I don't know where the hell I put it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, it has the tracks on it instead of it being on the back.
right. Yeah, they like the tracks on the side. It's on the side of the
Yeah, it's on the side of it. Yeah.
yeah.
what's up. That's some good finds right there. All right. So this album was released in 1999 on MCA Records. Thing this album was known for was, excuse me, as the Stevie Wonder cover track, which was not on the US version of this album.
Right.
All
Hmm.
that I can say, deep inside, give me you and your child. Producers include Mary J. Blige, Babyface, Rich Harrison, Gerald Isaac, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Lauryn Hill, Malik Pendleton, Soul Shark and Carlin, and Chucky Thompson. Interesting, okay. Guest appearances, we have Lauryn Hill, Jadakiss, Elton John, Aretha Franklin, Casey. They have them labeled as Casey of Jodeci and Casey and JoJo. Go figure. Paulinho da Costa, who he's actually a Brazilian jazz artist and stuff like that. And you have Eric Clapton. Whew, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So pretty much, this is actually the first album that we are reviewing from Mary J. Blige. I know a lot of people voted for this album for us to review, and you know how we always do it. I'm gonna ask y'all how y'all got into Mary J. Blige, and I'm gonna start off with Ashley today.
Okay. I got into Mary J back when I was in high school. I know I used to see a lot of her early videos, such as "For Real Love," "Love No Limit," "I'm Going Down," and it wasn't until then I ended up purchasing her albums. At that point, I knew a few of her stuff, including this album here. They were somewhere in the garage in the old house I grew up in. This was in there. A live album that she did was also in that collection, and "Share My World." Excuse me. were there, and I know my mom purchased a copy of Growing Pains. And other than that, I pretty much ended up backtracking to get into getting a lot of her early stuff, including her some of her current stuff now. And I still do that to this day.
Okay.
I got into Mary in '92 when she dropped Real Love, and I bought that cassette single. Then I remember getting the album for Christmas on cassette and played it to death, and ended up popping the cassette. Had to get it on CD. That same year, my first concert was the Uptown MC tour. Mary was on that, her first major tour. This is the concert ticket. Right here, you don't see it.
Oh
Jodeci,
wow.
Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Heavy D and the Boys, Father MC, P Rock and CL Smooth. They were on that tour as well. Special guest was Nice and Smooth. They came on and they did Sometimes I Rhyme Slow. And I've been a fan of hers ever since. It's like, growing up, I listened to a lot of soul music and R&B. My mom played a lot of Aretha Franklin, a lot of Sade, a lot of Patti LaBelle. The classic stuff, and Mary from my generation. I was like our Aretha Franklin. Like, she just spoke to the streets. It was just a different vibe that she had that we didn't really have. We didn't have that lane from a young black female singing R&B that spoke to the streets like she did. And I followed her. I've seen Mary like 3 times in concert. Fast forward to '95, the Budweiser Super Fresh. They used to give like a sponsor like a big summer tour every year. 1995, I went to one of them, and Bone Thugs was actually supposed to be on that tour. Bone Thugs got kicked off of that tour for whatever reason. They
Mm.
replaced Bone Thugs with Mary J. Blige. This is the concert ticket. Everybody can see it.
Wow.
And yeah, Boyz II Men was on that tour. TLC was actually the headliner. They came an hour late to Madison Square Garden.
Mm.
They made up for it. Crazy tour, left out, did her thing. Montel Jordan. I came to that tour 15 minutes late, and I missed when Montel did This Is How We Do It, but I was there for when he performed something for the Honeys.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
then Puffy came. They never told us that Bone Thugs that kicked off the tour. Like they were um they were advertising the tour with Bone Thugs still on the lineup or whatever. He wasn't there. I remember Puffy came out and he introduced Mary, and Mary, she was in between albums. This was like right after My Life dropped in '94, and then when right before Share My World, and she was still promoting My Life, and she killed it. I seen her again like in '96. Definitely a great, my favorite female R&B artist of all time. Like I love Whitney and Janet and Mariah. Even Beyonce. Beyonce doing her thing, but I don't think any of them spoke to the streets like Mary did. What I'm saying? And she's grown so much from '92 to now, and seeing her, become a global star and the hip hop queen of hip hop soul, and like I love her early albums. What's the 4-in-1 classic, My Life classic, Share My World is severely underrated. I think that's a classic as well.
Hmm.
We talk about this album, one of my favorites in her discography. No More Drama, the remix album from '93. What's the 4-in-1 remix album? One of my favorite remix albums ever. And she's done a lot. Like, she's worked with everybody from, Biggie Smalls, Heavy D and and the boys, Craig Mack, all passed away, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Bono of U2, Sam Smith. Like, she's worked with everybody, and she was definitely ahead of her time, and she opened the lane, in my opinion, when it came to like remixes. Like, Mariah did her thing with the remixes, like in '95 with Fantasy, but I feel like Mary was way ahead of her when it came to remixes, and she's a living legend, and I definitely think she should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as the Hip Hop Hall of Fame when that's finished, completed. And it's I finally we get to talk about the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. So this is gonna be good.
Definitely. Um, to me, believe it or not, I got into Mary J. Blige in 2005 when it came to the Breakthrough album, I remember the video to the Be Without You. Terrence Howard, he was playing a no good husband, which no pun intended, but and so I was just drawn to that. I was just drawn to it because this was about the time when MTV used to play videos in the morning.
Yeah.
Besides, tired reruns of 13 and Pregnant or whatever age the girls get pregnant this year and stuff like that. And pretty much what I liked about this track was just the fact it was just so soulful and just so relatable. But then I think the first album I've heard from her in full, I want to say was the My Life album. I want to say that, which classic album and stuff like that, very dope album. And yeah, man, she just definitely been one of, if not one of the most popular R&B singers, artists. And like Tri said, we've all seen her grow. We've all seen her grow and stuff like that. So definitely can't wait to talk about her discography. Hold on right
Oh
quick.
yeah, yeah.
I'll finish it.
What's your favorite Mary album or Mary song? Chat.
Who asked that?
Huh?
Did someone in the chat ask that?
No, I'm asking them like, what's their favorite Mary J's song or album or remix?
Oh,
Love No Limit. That's like one of my all-time
Yeah,
favorites, man.
that's a classic.
oh man, I got more than one favorite by Mary, man. I mean, yeah, Love No Limit is also a favorite of mine as well. I like Share My World, um,
Happy
No More
Life.
Drama, My Life, Be Happy. I
Okay.
mean, I can go on and on all night.
Mm. It's crazy because I've seen the Love No Limit remix get like a lot more play these days and stuff like that too. So,
Hmm.
hmm but yeah, Mary J. Blige. For those who don't know who Mary J. Blige is, um, she's a singer from born and raised in the Bronx and stuff like that, and pretty much she relocated to Yonkers, New York. Her mom was a nurse and her dad was like a jazz musician, and she was just going through like a lot of stuff growing up because like her dad was like a Vietnam War veteran, and y'all know the story with the Vietnam War and stuff like that. The post traumatic stress disorder, which at that time it was not really talked about around that time too. However, like she was also like suffered through like a lot of childhood trauma, like she was molested, had sexual harassment and stuff like that. And so like many artists, music was like a way out. So when she was little, she spent some time in a Yonkers band called Pride. And what really caught the attention, fast forward to 1988, was when she did a cover of Anita Baker's Caught Up in the Rapture, which ironically she also sang in the BET Awards. I want to say BET Awards 2011. I don't know exactly which BET Award, but I remember she sung with Anita Baker too, which was very dope performance. And Anita Baker's like her musical idol and stuff like that too. So, and that caught the attention of um, Jeff Red, who was actually a recording artist and A&R for Uptown Records. And Red, he pretty much sent the tape to Andre Harrell. Rest in peace to Andre Harrell, by the way. If you guys have not checked out the Uptown Records tribute we did, check that shit out. That shit right there, we did our thing on that one. Um, so Harrell and Mary J. Blige, they formed a nice musical relationship, and she put Mary J. Blige on a backup vocalist for people like Father MC and things of that nature. And so after she signed to Uptown Records, Andre Harrell introduced her to Puff Daddy, who he was like an intern for Uptown Records and stuff like that too. Pretty much rebranded not just Mary J. Blige but Jodeci too. More on that later. Excuse me. Damn. So the first album was called "What's the 411," which classic album. It was a very dope album. It kind of introduced us to the hip hop soul because it's a difference between New Jack City and hip hop soul. I want a lot of people to realize that with New Jack City, mostly depending on like a lot of like hard hitting drums and mostly a funkier, well, hip hop soul is like people singing over like those hip hop beats and stuff like that. And I know people can closely associate the two with them with each other, but it's like a really big difference too, if you ask me. And so, what's the 411? That was a big album. It was so big that a lot of people started calling her the new Queen of Soul, and Aretha wasn't having that,
Mm-mm.
so they labeled her as the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. So fast forward to 1993, you know, she released the What's the 411 remix album, which that album right there, the remix album was just a lot more bigger. It really solidified her more for the hip hop soul. It introduced people to like Biggie, Craig Mack, Kid Capri, and shit like that. And then also around that time in 93, 94, she just got into a relationship KC with KC from Jodeci fame and stuff like that, which by the way, tries fixing his volume and stuff like that. I just got a message from him. So KC and Virgil like had a relationship, but then it was like very tumultuous. Cause I remember watching her behind the music too, where basically KC said he was single, and they literally showed that Mary J. Blige was watching that shit too, and stuff like that. It's not funny, but at the same time, it was just like, damn, okay. And so around that time too, she was going through like a lot of depression. She was on drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, and all of that brought forth to the My Life album, which I like My Life. That's like I want to say that's arguably her best album, but I've noticed it does. I admit I'm not trying to be controversial, but it does get a little bit overhyped sometimes
Oh boy.
because I know I might get some flack, but sometimes I know a lot of people want to say they try to do their best to make the album. A lot of artists try to make the album over and over again and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Hell, this might sound controversial. Faith Evans' Faith album, I can see a lot of traits of My Life on that one, which we haven't talked about that album one day. But I don't dislike the album because the album is a classic. But
Right.
at the same time, it's just like there's a lot of newer fans that just be like, okay, yeah. And so around this time too, between like 94 and 95, both Mary J. Blige and Jodeci were kind of upset with like Uptown Records, and they wanted to, sign to Suge's management, like the Death Row Records, believe it or not.
Mm.
And just to let y'all know, a lot of people have said that the relationship between Suge and Puffy deteriorated when Jodeci and Mary J. Blige wanted to sign with Suge and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So between 95 and 97, she appeared on soundtracks and other people's art, other people's works. Like she did a cover of Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" for New York Undercover, which that
Classic.
was classic performance right there. I remember seeing that shit. She appeared on Jay Z's "Reasonable Doubt" with "Can't Knock the Hustle," dope track. She appeared on Ghostface's "All That I Got Is You." She appeared on Case's "Touch Me, Tease Me," that shit.
Yep.
Fire.
Um, Waiting to Exhale soundtrack, "Not Gonna
Oh
Cry."
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say more. So when Uptown Records pretty much folded, like I think around like 97, pretty much she just signed to MCA and dropped the third underrated album, "Share My World," which I cannot wait to talk about that album because niggas be sleeping on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit had all the bangers like "Love Is All We Need," "I Can Love You," fucking
Yes.
7 Days with George Benson, Round and let me let me stop.
Mm.
I'm getting way ahead of myself now. Way ahead of myself. And this is around the time when Puffy and Mary were kind of like slowly to stop working with one another because she was mostly working with the track masters
Right.
who pretty much executive produced the project. And so Share My World was a very big album. And they also gave birth, which I don't think a lot of people mention, the live album called The Tour, which was another dope live album, which I don't think a lot of people mentioned that, in my
That's how the
opinion.
I
print.
got that.
You
I
got
Y'all
that?
got
got
that.
okay, okay. Finally, I met someone who actually got that. Okay.
That's how the print.
Yep, this out of print. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, she was fucked up on that tour, man.
Oh yeah.
She was whoo. Let me stop. But yeah. So when we come to like the late '90s, R&B was going through like another shift with the neo soul movement. So that's why you with this album right here, Mary J. Blige really wanted to go back to her roots. But at the same time, she wanted to like do like a lot more urban contemporary feel to her music, which that's why she started working with like a lot of people. Like she worked with Jimmy Jam and Taylor Lewis more, of course, Soul Shark and Carlin, who, if you guys watch his channel and know about the shit that they did for Tony, the shit that they did for TLC and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Um, he also had a few covers versions and stuff like that, which his whole album was just so soulful compared to like the first three, because the first three definitely had its hip hop undertones, but she really wanted to show people that she's not just the queen of hip hop soul, but she can actually blow a few times too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So this album has 14 tracks, and I want to get started. So, which brings us to the first track, "All That I Can Say," featuring Lauryn Hill. Very, very dope track. Nice way to begin the album. Um, Lauryn Hill and Mary J. Blige, they're no strangers to working with one another because I think Mary did some stuff for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album. So yeah, this was a very dope track right here. Love the beat to it. I can definitely see Lauren using this maybe for like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which
Yes.
try that review is coming, boy. I can't
Oh
wait to do
yes.
that,
Definitely.
but
Definitely.
it's coming. But
Definitely. Next week.
next week. Oh, damn, you
Yeah,
gonna
because
waste no
the
time.
anniversary is
Okay.
next week. So yeah. Yes.
All right,
Oh,
next week. Just let me know when. I'm ready.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
All
told Ashley already. I need a woman's perspective because Lauryn Hill is a great woman. So we need Ashley on there. So
okay.
look out
Yeah,
for
just
that.
let me know when it is.
Yeah. Next
I'm
next
down.
Tuesday actually. Next Tuesday if you're available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
just
am.
remind me. I got you.
Okay. All right.
All
And I
right, so
got that album too.
Yes.
so,
Definitely.
so
Yes.
yeah, all
This
that I
is
can say, very, very, very dope track right there. Classic.
definitely a great way to start the album off. No intro. Just get to the album and a great way to start the album. This was the first single, right?
Yeah. No. The first thing was As.
Okay.
Oh.
Was
Hmm.
it? With George
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah,
I
that
never.
was
Wait,
the
hold on,
promo.
hold on.
That was a promo single.
Is there a
Oh
video for
yeah,
that?
it was. It was. It came out in January of '99.
Oh wow.
And
Nah,
all I can say was released in July.
I saw this video first. Like, I remember when Video Music Box was playing this one first. I didn't even know the George Michael joint was the single, but
Hmm.
great way to start the album off, and I like it's real atmospheric. I like the beautiful melodies on it and the harmonies on it, and beat is fire by Lauren. And the lyrics that Mary sings. Loving you is wonderful, something like a miracle. Rest assured, I feel the same way you do. Needing you in my life isn't hard. With you, I can let down my guard. Stay secure. That's all I'm asking of you. And yeah, I could picture Lauren singing it in her voice. Like it has like I believe Lauren wrote the song for her, right? As well.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it has like I can picture Lauren singing it though. You know what I'm saying? Like it reminds me of Lauren and this is like Lauren, like after the success of Miseducation, and already she was a great artist in her own right. And yeah, this is definitely a classic Mary song, and I love it.
All that I can say is definitely one of my favorites, Mary songs of all time, and I found it to be beautifully well done with her and Lauren Hill, a great collab, and it's just one of those feel good, easygoing songs that resonates with people, and yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Got you. Okay, definitely. We have all that I can say, and then we're gonna get right into "Sexy" featuring Jadakiss. Now, it's interesting because of the fact that even though she tried to shed her hip hop roots, mind you, Jadakiss was the only rapper on this project. Just throwing that shit
Right,
out
Yeah.
there.
right.
Interesting. And y'all should know that Mary J. Blige put the locks on and shit too. So
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
I found that very interesting. He was the only rapper on this project, and it didn't disappoint. Very dope usage of the Michael Jackson "I Can't Help It" sample. I love that track right there. Um, yeah, man, very dope track right here. Very very dope track. Um, Jadakiss, of course, did his thing on this one. Like this is the Jadakiss that I personally like whenever he does R&B shit, not
Mm.
like what he did on the fucking Kiss of Death album, the Kiss of Death album. But yeah, I can fuck with this shit.
That's that 914 Yonkers connection. You know what I'm saying? She had to put Jada on there. She discussed put the locks on, and this was like 90. This was like what, 99?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is like when the same year that the locks wanted off of Bad Boy, and they had that fan petition to get them off of there and go to Rough Riders, and it worked. They end up leaving and going to Rough Riders, and having success over there, and a great track. It had that vintage Queen of Hip Hop soul feeling for Mary. She was always killing hip hop beats with her voice, and you got this nice bass line, and Jada killed it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we said, can't let me get away, but you ain't ready for Kiss. Got the Chevy in the six, wrist heavy as shit. Um, what else he said? He said, matter of fact, we're gonna take a trip and put the dats up and cop the pink lemonade Cadillac truck. Fire bars. This is like this is why I love Jada so much, because he never disappoints when it comes to lyrics. So um, and then like I like this sudden shift with the when she hit the bridge, and it was like a sudden shift in the musical, in the tone of the track, and it has like that 12 a.m. late night vibe, like you just chilling, you just driving on the highway, we watching the city lit up with this at night. It just have that vibe for me, that New York City vibe late at night, and I loved it, man. It's one of my favorites on this album.
Sexy, I was not expecting it to come out beautifully done because I wasn't expecting Mary to take elements of Michael Jackson's "I Can't Help It," even though that's one of my favorite songs by MJ. But she executed it very, very well, and with Jadakiss on the track too, I was even more surprised because he was bringing in heat on this song right here. And
Hmm.
I agree with Trey. It does give you those late night vibes, like if you going into the city and you seen it all lit up and everything, be like he would be on the grown ish at night. Pretty dope
Man,
song.
I feel you on this track. So far, 2 for 2. All right, we got
Yes.
Deep Inside featuring Elton John. Um, little trivia about this track. If you guys recognize the piano riff, of course
Mm-hmm.
y'all know it's Benny and the Jets. from the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album, dope album by
Right,
the way. And the crazy thing, Elton John actually replayed the track only for Mary J. Blige and shit.
right.
So
Hey,
that's actually pretty dope. And this is Elton John was talking about. You know how
oh
Elton
yeah.
is. So to have Elton John play piano on your album,
Hmm.
you know you something, man. You know you want some real shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mm. But yeah, deep inside, it's a classic song. I love the video to it. Um, with this track right here, it's just pretty much talking about behind all the glam and the glitz, she
Yeah.
is who she says she is. She's just plain old Mary
Hmm.
J. Blige. Um, very cool song. Very dope track right here. One thing, one thing about this track right here that I've always loved and stuff like that was just the chorus. Was like, I'm just man. Like I just loved the way she was harmonizing
yeah,
on that part. Like I don't know, it just this was like the perfect song to be a single and whatnot.
Hmm.
And I've heard Benny and the Jets be sampled and stuff. I think the closest sample that I liked other than this one was when Frank Ocean sampled it for his Super Rich Kids 2 off the Channel Orange album. But yeah, this one right here was pretty hot. I fuck with this.
that's definitely classic track from Elton John. I remember listening to that when I was a kid, and Benny and the Jets, and having Mary, actually having Elton, replayed for Mary. That just shows you like she's a legend. Like even at this time, Elton John ain't gonna do that for anybody, and
Mm-mm.
for her beautiful vocals to sing over that classic Elton John song, she says a lot. So the bass line was dope, the beat, and she just singing about you know wanting to be with somebody that sees her for a person and not look past the glamour and the glitz and her celebrity and the paparazzi writing about her in the publications and acting like they know who she is. And I loved it. I loved the message that she was giving off in that song. And the remix. I put the link in the chat. The remix she did was with Mob Deep. That's a dope
Yeah,
remix as well.
dope remix.
Um, just a beautiful rendition, and she killed it, man. Like she has a great voice. The video was fire. In the video, also, there's a part in the video where she like goes off and she's like dancing with some dancers like by the bridge,
Yeah.
and they played the track to Sincerity with that's the track that wasn't on the US edition with DMX and Nas. So yeah, but it was a great song. That definitely one of my favorites on it.
Yeah, Deep Inside is another favorite of mine off this album, as well as my list of greatest Mary J songs of all time. I remember seeing the video. Oh my god, that video was. Whew, it's just whenever I hear that piano, I already know what to expect. This song was just so. It was so executed to the point where it's like you really could not believe in a million years that you get the Queen of Hip Hop Soul and Elton John together. Like, come on, what are the odds of that? And the fact that he only did it just for her and nobody else. You are on a whole other level with that. Like, come on now. You could add that to your belt, like, and no one can take that away from you. Like, that speaks volumes. And I love the message of the song. Like, yeah, if you took away the fame, the notoriety, the glitz and the glam, at the end of the day, she's still gonna be married all day. And that's what I love about the song. Like, if you take all away all the other materialistic stuff that or whatever, she's still gonna be the person she was since day one. And for that, I commend her for doing this song, and I'm glad this was a single. I mean, come on, if she didn't jump at the chance with this, could you imagine if Elton John would have given it to somebody else?
They would have fucked it
Nah.
up.
Oh yeah, they would have jacked it up. But yeah, I just love this song to this day, and I never get tired of it.
I feel you on that, definitely. All right. So now we're gonna get into the beautiful ones. I almost thought she did a cover of the beautiful ones by Prince for a minute, but turns out I was wrong because Mariah, Mariah did a cover of the beautiful ones too with Drew
With
Hill.
Drew Hill.
Yep,
Hmm.
which actually was not a bad cover though. I ain't gonna front, but not one of my favorite songs. I'll give you that, but it's very different from Mary J. Blige. Just like it's like more acoustic and strings and stuff like that. So, it was pretty hot. You know what I'm saying? Pretty hot track. Not really one of my favorites to keep it a buck.
Yeah, it was good, Mary singing "You Are My Soul" when there's no music to play. Or I want to marry someone like you someday, and I like the beat by Chucky Thompson and Rich Harrison. Nice guitar strings, bass line was dope. The beat, definitely a dope song.
Yeah, Beautiful Ones. Um, Surprisingly, it's another one of my favorites off this album because when I first heard that, I really didn't know what to expect from Mary, but she went in a different direction that I don't think no one would ever expect from her because you always heard in her previous albums with the use of a very heavy usage of hip hop influence, but it's a good idea for her to change it up for the listeners and doing it in a way that you get the acoustic guitars in there and strings involved. It's amazing to what she could bring. So whenever you do hear a Mary album, you're not going to be hearing the same stuff over and over again. She's adding variety, especially with this song here.
Exactly. Definitely very dope track. Um, Track number five, "I'm in Love." Yeah, this was the cover of the Gap Band song "I'm in Love" from 1979. I want to say that was from the Gap Band 3 album. I want to say. Mary J. Blige produced this track herself. La 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 la. I love the la 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 that she was doing on this track right here. She definitely did this cover justice, in my opinion. Just one of my favorite tracks off this album is just straight up R&B, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, Charlie, like Snoop was not the only nigga that was giving Charlie Wilson some love and shit. So, and I love Snoop still. Just saying, but yeah, this is a very hot track right here. Definitely love this shit.
Yeah, this was dope. Had like a real nighttime vibe to it, real jazzy, real soulful. I like the pianos and the horns on it. The saxophone solo that was dope, and the great background vocals. Mary actually did the beat for this, right?
Yes, you did.
Dope. That's dope. Track that she produced here. Had like that CD 101 vibe to it, real jazzy R&B. I liked it. Definitely a solid cut on this album.
I'm in Love. I really did not know that this was a cover for the Gap Band at all. I had no idea. And for some reason, just the instrumentation, especially with the horns, for some reason, it gave me those My Life vibes of that particular song, My Life, for some reason. I don't know why, because I felt like that was what I kept hearing over and over in my head. But this was executed beautifully again by Mary. I had no idea that she even produced this track right here. That just shows the caliber and her ability as an artist to really hone her own skills into the material she brings. Overall, this was a good song here.
Definitely. All right. So next track is called "Time." Now this is part of the album where things pretty much go dark, in my opinion. This track samples the Stevie Wonder track "Pastime Paradise," which It was best known when it was used for Coolio's Gangsta Paradise and stuff like that, where Mary J. Blige is like talking about her critics and stuff like that, and the world and shit. Pretty solid track, you know. Again, pretty solid track right there. Chucky Thompson was the one doing the production on this one, so yeah, love it.
Yeah, this was really dark. It's really a dark track, but it's a dark track with a message, and she's talking about the world, and it had a power. It's a powerful track, and I like the beat, hi hats, the bass line was dope. It was insightful. Just the chorus alone, like she's saying, time is not on our side. If I had my way, life would be just fine, but the world is too much, and it makes me cry. Sometimes I feel like leaving, but I must be wise. While you judging me, you should look around and you see our people going down. Some of them were killed or we're dying. Now tell me, do we really have time? I think that's like one of her most powerful tracks, like ever. And I definitely love it. It could have been a single, and it definitely speaks to even now, like we're living in dark times right now. Got a pandemic going on. You got a president that don't know what the hell he's doing.
Mm.
It's just a lot of crimes going on in the streets that probably wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for this pandemic. But this is a dark time for this country and the world, and in the South. And I think this record speaks to what's going on in 2020. So
Yeah,
definitely a track that's timeless.
Yeah, time when I first heard this song, I kept going back and forth because I had mixed feelings about it at the beginning, but just hearing it over and over again, even today, I feel like it's very, very relevant with what's going on. And she's speaking facts right here on the song that time really is not on our side because we all wish if we had our way, things would be different in our world right now, and that's not the case. Time is so precious, like every passing minute will go by in a flash, and even in during these trying times we're living in now, especially in the midst of a pandemic and in the midst of social unrest, social injustice going on. And this song is very, very relevant to this moment right now. And yeah, she was speaking the truth with this song. And even if this song couldn't have been a single, maybe it could have been like a promotional thing, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's still a good song with a very strong message.
got you. Okay, got you on that. So the next track we got is called Memories. So Sharp and Colin produced this track right here. Very lovely track. I always say this, and I'm gonna say it again. So Sharp and Colin are so fucking underrated, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
They made some like the hottest R&B tracks around that time,
right.
and this was one of them and stuff like that. Like this could have been a single as well too, but just haunted by the memories of her ex lover. Like you could tell she was talking a lot about KC or just whatever the hell
Mm.
she was going through and shit like that. Just
He's
even
actually on
like
the
the
album
first,
too.
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that shit. Oh man, like sitting here all alone on Valentine's Day. Oh, that's relatable right there. Shit, fuck,
Mm. Yes, it is. It is.
fuck out of here, man.
Oh
Shit, but
God.
yeah, Valentine's Day, man. Fuck that bullshit holiday, by the way. But
Mm.
yeah, very, very dope track, man. Just like, ugh, so fucking dark and grimy and shit. Mary J. Blige at her prime.
Yes, definitely a dope track by Soul Shock and Colin. They done stuff from Boys to Men and a whole bunch of other people. Like it's like so many artists I can't even remember, but It has like a dubstep type of flavor, you know, dubstep R&B with the beat and the hi hats, nice bass line. Um, where she's singing she's asking, you know, women like, how come men nowadays bring you so much joy and so much pain? Can anybody help me? I think I'm going insane. Valentine's Day will never be the same, you know. And you know, she Mary was in her feelings on this song, and you know, I'm sure a lot of women can feel her pain and relate to what she's going through or what she went through at that time. And I think it was a dope song, and definitely a solid cut. One of my favorites on this album.
Yeah, memories. It really hit home for me because it's definitely one of those songs I can relate to. Because I mean, I've been through. I've had my moments where I had joy, but then I had moments where I felt pain. So it was very. This song here is very relevant to me, even when I have my moments where I'm trying not to dwell on certain memories of certain stuff. It just hits. It's just one of those songs that really does hit home for me, and I'll admit it did bring me down a little bit. I'm like, dang, you like Mary, you just you really just like you feel my pain right now. Like I know this. It just sucks, but she's telling the truth. Like, why is it that men do end up be bringing women joy and pain at the same time? It's like, dang, like we can't win with y'all.
Shit, man. Like, I feel like this whole album has something in it for everybody.
Ginger, what up?
I'm seeing a lot of new faces here and shit. Okay.
Oh wow.
I know Ginger.
Oh, you know Ginger? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Ginger.
So Ginger. Shit. All right. So the next track, "Don't Waste Your Time." Wow. Now
Mm.
she tells us this. Featuring featuring Aretha Franklin, produced by Babyface. Wow.
Oh.
That's an R&B powerhouse right there. You got the Queen of
Yeah.
Soul, the
Yeah.
Queen of Hip Hop Soul, and you
Mm-hmm.
got the arguably the best R&B producer of that decade and shit. I mean,
Yep.
very very dope track, man. Like, if there's anybody that knows about pain, then
Mm.
Aretha gets you on that right there. And this is
Ooh.
around the time Aretha dropped her comeback album, "A Rose Is Not a Rose," which, believe it or not, I've never heard that album in full. Believe it or not. I heard that was like a very big album. Lauryn Hill was all over that album too. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, very very dope track. Again, another song that could be a favorite, but y'all gonna be surprised what my song's my favorite and shit. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Um, Aretha, her voice, her voice was still intact around that time and shit like that. This is around time years after she stopped smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. So very very dope track. Love it.
Yeah. Definitely a nice ballad. You know, Babyface, legendary producer, done so many hits for Mary. You know, Not Gonna Cry, and this was a great collab with Aretha. You know, rest in peace to her. She's a legend. Mary singing. Lately I've got this funny feeling. Something don't feel the same. Though he's telling me I'm the one to blame, but when he's deep inside, there's somebody else on his mind. So just talking about her relationship, and she feeling like her man is talking to somebody else, and I thought it was a good track.
Mm.
Yeah, don't waste your time. I feel like this was a very good collab between Only Mary but Aretha as well. But it's another one of those songs that definitely speaks to anyone who feels like they're getting getting stepped on or mistreated or whatever. And it really does speak volumes because it's like, okay, if you're gonna be wanting to do your dirt, you might as well take that elsewhere, cause or if you just want out, period, then just say it, and then don't end up wasting both of our times on it. That's what I feel like the message was in this song. But yeah, a very very dope collab.
Yeah, I agree with y'all on that. Um, then we're gonna get into Not Looking featuring Casey. My favorite track off this album,
Mm.
believe it or not. This was a track that I was kind of skeptical about, man, because I have to be perfectly honest. When it comes to the What's the 411 album, the track I Don't Want to Do Anything with Casey, I was not a big fan of, believe it or not.
Mm.
So when they did this track, I was just like, damn, okay. She actually invited Casey on the album and stuff like that. And Casey probably gave one of his best vocal performances outside of Jodeci and Casey and JoJo and stuff like that. Especially when he kissed that "I'm trying to tell you I'm not looking, baby" and stuff like that. Like it was like I didn't know there was Casey singing on Bobby Womack for a minute, but I love the fucking outro when fucking Mary and Casey are just going off. Mary's like tired of chasing your egomaniac, egotistical
Yeah.
chest. I was like, God,
Yeah.
motherfucker, like she was just going in like reading this motherfucker. Like when she hit that, think you got the gift of the world. That's not me. That's not. I was like, yo. But when she hit that, for no arrogant, egotistical player shit, I was like, I was like, damn, shit. But yo,
Mm.
this track right here, man, was so fucking ill. Like this is like their best duet together. Produced by Ike Lee and Dean Hostler. They both did their thing on this one. This is a fucking classic.
But they wasn't still together at this point, right?
Nah.
Oh.
Well, I felt like Mary and Casey brought out the best in each other. From I Don't Want to Do Anything Else and the Love No Limit remix. He was on that one, and this song, and Casey, he was honest with, he basically saying like, look, I'm not looking for no relationship or no love. I'm just trying to be, please respect my honesty. And Mary's telling him, I'm tired of the bullshit and the play shit from you guys. Like miss me with all that bullshit. And I thought it was a great collab, and they nice ballad, they killed it. Both of them are great singers. I love Jodeci, I love Mary. Saw them on the same tour, so I thought it was a great ballad.
Yeah, not looking. This track, it just blew me away, and I'm like, ooh, like I mean, if you just put them together on any song, you're gonna get magic. That's what I felt like this was the outcome of that. But yeah, that toward the end of that song, oh my god, I could not because I was like, dang, like she was really letting him have it, like
Mm.
yeah, like she was not holding anything back. But yeah, it's another one of those tracks like the last two we've gone over. It's another one that definitely I know can speak to people because sometimes when people say, "Oh yeah, they're not looking at me," they're gonna be wanting to, you know, be a player or do their own thing or whatever, or just be like, I don't know, be on that other stuff. But hey, this was this was a track that was just beautifully well done by two incredible R&B artists. It was good.
I definitely agree with you on that. Definitely. track number 11, Your Child. This is a storytelling track where
Mm-hmm.
she's talking about how her partner had a baby with another woman and stuff like that. And basically how the two women just handled the issues well and stuff like that. There's a remix with Ghostface Killer too. That was pretty good remix
Yeah,
and shit.
Rain Ghost.
Mm.
And the video features none other than Leon.
Yeah.
Yes, David Ruffin. Fucking Above the Rim. That Leon.
Waiting to Exhale.
You know what?
He was in Waiting to Exhale as Russell.
Facts, facts. Yeah, man. And the video was so fucking clean for like '99 and shit like that. It was a very, very dope video. And Mary J. Blige playing the two women, which I found that to be
Mm-hmm.
very different. Um, this track was also nominated for Best Female R&B Single at the 2001 Soul Train Awards. So yeah, this was a very dope, very, very, very dope song and shit.
I love this track. That my favorite on the album, and it's a relatable song that a lot of men and women can relate to even now. And Mary talking about like the baby mama. She talking to her on the phone, and the baby mama was respectful, and she's telling Mary that she didn't want to do it over the phone, just wanted to talk to her in person, and that the guy that Mary was with, he told the baby mama, like he didn't tell Mary about the kid until after, what I'm saying, after the fact, after the child was born and all that, and um I think Mary killed it. Mary has like a beautiful voice, one of the best. She killed this track. You could hear her pain. It's almost like it happened to her. Like you can hear her pain in the song,
Mm-hmm.
and she's asking the guy like in the beginning of the song, is there something that you want to tell me? I've been I've been hearing from your friends about your secrecy. Like he's keeping secrets about his kid, and you know, um, I know females personally that been through that, heard horror stories about having to deal with the other baby mama and all that. And you know what I'm saying? It's just a mess. Thank God I never had to deal with that. Baby mama issue, baby daddy issue, and all that shit. And yeah, like Red said, like there's a remix with Ram Ghost. For some reason, like I put it in the chat, but I don't see it there. So I don't know if it disappeared or if YouTube was blocking me from putting links in the chat. But there's the remix with Ram Ghost, and the sample that they used for the remix is from the LL Cool J Ill Bomb track that he did with from Master Flex. It's from that track. It's more up tempo though, cause like Ray is speaking on the beginning of the track, and then but Ghost is the actual one that has like a verse on the whole song. And like I definitely feel like it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing that still goes on now. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a relationship with somebody and you come to find out like you might have been with this person for like a couple months or a couple years, and then you find out, oh well, they got like a secret love child with somebody else. We've heard about. I've even heard about that like with celebrities. Carmelo Anthony and Lala supposedly has a love child outside of the marriage, and that's why him and Lala broke up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just something that goes on, and you know, I think when Mary does these type of songs that's relatable to the streets, and she's on her A game with it, and it's a classic song.
I remember watching the video for Your Child back when I was in high school. Yeah, I felt like that was very creative. The fact that Mary played the role of the two women and having Leon being in it as well, I thought that was pretty good as well. But yeah, it's definitely one of those songs that, yeah, there's a message because when you do hear the song, you definitely can hear the pain in her voice as she was singing it, like what Try was saying, because the way she was singing it made it sound like, yeah, she in a situation like that herself, but But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of women and men out there who've been through issues like that. So so the song is definitely relatable to the folks right there.
I definitely agree with you on that. Definitely. Track number 12, No Happy Holidays. Um, cool song right here. Pretty much like she realizes that she's still in love with ex and stuff like that, and just reminiscing all the holidays and stuff like that. Pretty cool song. Again, it was pretty. I like the beat towards it and stuff.
Yeah, this was dope. I like the concept of it of Mary incorporating the different holidays in which like she recounts how, different times during those holidays when she went through shit in her relationship. Like she talking about July 4th and Thanksgiving and Christmas and she mentioned that she never ever got a chance to meet the dude's family, and he never met hers. Already, that's a problem. If you with somebody for like a minute, you ain't meet nobody from their family, not even their friends. That becomes a problem. If you feel like you don't really know that person, or you want to connect deeper with that person, meeting they family, they siblings, or they parents, and you don't know a damn thing about them. So again, this is a relatable song that anybody has been through or going through or went through. And when she does songs like this that speaks to real people, speaks to the hood, she's on her A game. So I definitely feel like it's a solid track.
Yeah, No Happy Holidays is definitely one of those songs that yeah people can relate to here because just when you think you know somebody, you be like, dang, I don't really know much about my significant other or partner, like upbringing or family or close friends he or she grew up with, things like that. It's
Right.
like dang, really? But yeah, it's even though this song isn't a favorite of mine, I feel like it was pretty decent.
I agree. Um, track number 13, The Love I Never Had, featuring Paulinho de Costa. This was produced by Jimmy Jam and Taylor Lewis. When I first heard this track, it sounded pretty similar to the Prince song "I Hate You" from the Gold Experience album, especially that began like that dun 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 dun. I always felt like it sounded very similar to that, and ironically, Jimmy Jam and Taylor Lewis, both previous members at the time and stuff like that. But um, pretty solid track, man. Like very dope, soulful. I love the live instrumentation towards it. Like you can never go wrong with Jimmy Jam and Taylor Lewis. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, this was a dope song. Nice ballad. I like the. It sounded like she had like a live band in there with her. Like I like the live drums and she's singing because she starts off saying there comes a time in your life when if you love something you have to let it go. And I've always heard that in the past. If you really love something, you let it go, and then if it comes back to you, then it was meant to be. And, um, just a great track. Beautiful singing by Mary. Solid.
The love I never had. I feel like when you first hear the instrumentation being used, it sounded like she's performing this song in a nightclub. That's what I got out of it. And yeah, it's that same message that Charlie was saying that yeah, if you love something, you let it go. But if it was meant to be, then hey, the rest is history. So it's it is a very soulful song that yeah, that I found that to be very.
Is Red frozen or what?
I think his screen might be frozen.
There's all type of issues going on tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite song on the Mary album?
Yeah, anyone in the chat?
I think YouTube don't want us to talk about Mary on here. You
Mm,
know,
I don't know what isn't going on YouTube nowadays.
crazy. We almost done. We got like two more songs.
Yeah, two more tracks to go.
He's having technical issues.
Right. Yeah, I got that same message too. He sent me.
I need Mary to give me a solid album though. I need something that's bad. To me she hasn't had a solid album in a minute though.
Okay, what do you consider to be her last solid album?
Her last solid album, shit, I gotta go back to like I want to say the Breakthrough. That was like what 2006.
Yeah, The Breakthrough and Growing Pains.
Growing Pains was cool. I didn't like all of it though. I like certain songs, but I mean like Breakthrough from beginning to end was a great album. But
Yeah.
she hasn't given me. It's been like you see flashes of it, but now a whole album. I need a whole solid Mary album. I don't want to. I don't want to be like turn on a Mary album and skip over songs.
Right.
You know? I feel like a lot of her albums, like My Life Too, which was forgettable. Stronger with Every Tear, couple good tracks. Not I didn't like the whole album. Even the last one she dropped, the whole album for that. You know, No More Drama was great. Sam, that was a great album.
Mhm.
I'm sorry about that. My internet really just went off for
It's
no reason.
it's it's YouTube. They don't want us to discuss Mary on here.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
convinced.
Yes, we on what track 13?
Give me you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Give Me You features Eric Clapton, which out of all of the guest appearances on this album, this one was the one that really surprised me the most. Like Eric Clapton on a Mary J. Blige album. Interesting, but
Mhm.
yeah, man. So Give Me You, very dope intro. I'll give you that. It was a very nice little intro and stuff like that. And then vocally, Mary does her thing on this track. So I love this track right here and stuff. Yeah, man. Eric Clapton, man, one of the greatest guitarists of all time, in my opinion. But I'm gonna say what I have to say for a different day.
That was a good song. Real nice ballad. Like the beat. Had like that Quiet Storm vibe to it. Eric Clapton. Once again, that's a legend. He wouldn't have worked with Mary if he didn't feel like she was a legend as well. So they're definitely a dope track.
Yeah, Give Me You was another one of those songs that I never expected her to have a collab with Eric Clapton. I mean, I know he's a legend. I mean, just wow, it was just something that just blew me away. An overall very dope track.
Mm. All right, and the last track off this album was "Let Let No Man Put Asunder,"
Hmm.
which was like a nice way like to end off this album, in my opinion. Just pretty much like never let a man define you. I think that's what she was trying to say. Like always pick yourself back up, and it's nice way to end off this album.
Hmm.
Yeah. When this is one of my favorite tracks on here. I think she saved the best for last. It has like a disco, 70 disco esque feel to it. Real groovy, real danceable, like early EDM type of song from Mary. I can picture Donna Summer doing a song like this. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree,
Yeah.
Reg? 'Cause I know you're a big Donna Summer fan.
Yeah, I can see Donna doing some stuff
Like
like
if Donna Summer was alive, could you see her collaborate on this track with Mary?
maybe. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Definitely.
And like, everything. I like the beat, real danceable beat, the bass line, everything about it was dope. Um, just saying, it's not over between you and me. It's not over. I want to be free. Nice background vocals, it was soulful. Background vocals, and she even kind of sounded like Donna Summer on this track. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great way to end the album off.
Let No Man Put Us Under. It was a very, very good way to end off the album. Yeah, it definitely did give off those early 70s vibes where you hear like at the discos and all that. And I feel like it's another great song with a message, like not never letting a man define you. And I feel like that's definitely relatable to a lot of women out there who've been in past relationships with men and they always felt like they were defined by being in a relationship with that particular man. But hey, an overall very good song, which I felt it could have been like a possible international single or something.
Yeah, I definitely could have seen this song being an international singer and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and that's all of the main album. Overall, this is literally my fourth favorite Mary J. Blige album. I felt like this was the ending of her first chapter. I know a lot of people want to say this was the ending of depressed Mary J. Blige because people say there's a difference between depressed Mary and happy Mary. Where I feel like
Hmm.
Happy Mary started off with the No More Drama album.
Yeah.
Um, and this album right here was just so fucking good. It was something very different from what you expect Mary J. Blige to do. Just go full fledged R&B because and it's kind of crazy because like a lot of her contemporaries, like Faith Evans and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, like they can really like carry like themselves like towards like the next decade. And I feel like this was like her transitional period and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This album right here, not a single bad track off this album. The guest appearances, they definitely did their thing on this one too. Um, Also, there's also some other tracks like that like didn't make the cut. Like she did this one song with Layla Hathaway called Almost Gone too, with that's on the Japanese version of this album and shit. Like we mentioned the remixes.
Hmm.
And of course you have the cover of Ash with George Michael and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So this album right here, Mary, is definitely, in my opinion, an underrated R&B masterpiece, in my opinion. And I'm so glad that y'all voted this album to be reviewed and stuff like that. I'm so fucking glad y'all voted this album to be reviewed. I want to say this album is out of print. Is it?
Most of Mary's stuff is
Yeah.
still available. It's just depending on where you get it and who's selling it.
Okay. Yeah, because this album, I rarely see this album in stores too and shit. So I
Just
don't know
gotta
if it's
check online then.
got you. You right. So yeah, man. Pretty much we'll probably do what's the 411 sometime next week if that's cool with y'all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got you.
This is a classic album. Like, just think about it. Like, she dropped 4 albums during the '90s, from '92 to '99. All of them classic or near classic. I think this album is a 4 out of 5 for me. Um, she talked about world issues, infidelity, relationships, baby daddy issues, the paparazzi. You know what I'm saying? Just a great album. The production was great. Jada, the only rapper on the album.
Hmm.
She had Eric Clapton um and Elton John, two legends. And this was maybe was in the zone at this point. She was untouchable. You know, I love Your Child and all that I can say, Deep Inside, Memories, Time, Sexy. Just a great album. Your Child, one of my favorite songs on the album. Great album. And yeah, man, like this is a living legend. We gotta salute her now.
Facts.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Mary albums, and yeah, there was not one bad song off this album at all. But I still can't get over like the mini collab she did. Like she did a song with Jadakiss, and then with Aretha Franklin and Elton John, Eric Clapton, and KC from Jodeci. I mean, come on, like yeah, she definitely brought it in with this album here. So many memorable songs, so many tracks with relatable messages that definitely speaks to folks from all walks of life, depending on what situation that they're going through or whatever. But yeah, I would have to rate this album 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I was gonna give this album a 4.5 myself.
They
All
want
right,
the
so
people have spoken, Reg. They want ELE.
yeah, I was just gonna text you about that last night. I was saying that I was gonna try to do that this month too.
Let's go. Let's do it. Jodeci,
Yeah,
the show, the after party. They want that.
that's coming in the fall too.
Let's get it.
That's coming in the fall. Um, I'm gonna say a few things before I call my mom before she goes to bed. So believe it or not, try this week. I'm gonna review Snoop's first album on No Limit. Believe it or not.
Oh shit. Do you need me a
Yeah.
part of that? 'Cause I know you can't stand that album. So
Yeah, you can come. You can
yes.
come. I'll let you know what day is. Oh, it'll probably be
So
either
we
Wednesday or
get the
Thursday.
good and we get the bad of the No Limit. That was Snoop. So
Yeah. Watching that whole No Limit Chronicles, it just made me re-listen to some No Limit shit, and that's all I'm going to say because I have another No Limit album I want to review too. But I'm gonna keep that under the wraps for right now.
okay.
But yeah, man, I definitely can't wait to touch it. Also, Sam, H&IC is going to come next month.
H and
I'm
I
gonna do
C.
Mama
He been asking for that since last year. Give the man what he
I know.
want. He want H and I C discussion. Okay, we got you.
Yeah, man. Like I said, everything happens for a reason and shit like that. I just did a review on Gangstar's Moment of Truth, which is gonna debut this Wednesday.
So
So after Gangstar, I'm gonna review some DITC and Mobb Deep too. You know, just to
yes.
please everybody. I know a lot of people request me to do a few
Favorite
DITC
song
albums.
from Usher, Ronnie Act.
You said what?
Favorite song
Favorite
from
song by Usher?
Jesus
Hmm.
Christ.
You Make
Man,
Me
come
Wanna.
on.
I love that song. I still love You Make Me Wanna. I still think My Way is his best album in
Oh,
Confessions.
oh, oh, I love the song My Way. You Don't Have to Call. You Remind Me. Um,
What was that one song on Confessions I used to bump to? Hold on.
Caught Up.
No, not
That's my
that one. It
favorite.
was like, oh, you used to love me, man. That one
Hmm,
track.
I forgot. I
I'm
forgot the name of that, man. Um, I like Caught Up. I like
Throwback.
Burn.
Yeah.
Oh, Throwback. That
Throwback.
that that was
Yes.
that was good too.
The one with
Um,
Jay.
There Goes My Baby.
Here goes my
OMG.
baby. That one.
Oh, and I also like the song he did with Ella May. Don't Waste My Time.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I don't think I've heard that track.
I'll
It's
send you
good.
the link. I'll
It's
send you
good.
the link because he got a video for that too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, man. We still gotta do 8701 too.
Yes.
Oh yeah. We still gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
I
At
know
this
there's
point,
still a lot of copies of a lot of his stuff, so not all his stuff is out of print.
Man.
oh, that's facts. Yeah, because I still to this day I was trying to get 8701, but due to COVID and all my money issues, I might just review these albums without the CDs and shit. 'Cause I know you have a copy of 8701, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna
like,
have
I can
to.
always find it and see if I could send it to you.
Got you. Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna call my mom right now and shit like that. And we'll definitely talk more later.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching this video and stuff like that. My apologies for the technical difficulty, but we still made it.
Yep.
Mary J. Blige, Mary, classic album, must have in your collection. And stay tuned for some more shit. Stay tuned for that Snoop review. I just put some polls on my channel. Stay tuned on that. Hope everyone has a good night.